This is a tale of two cities, Rome and Dubai. Across more than 2,000 years, humanity has shaped its world, carving stone into empires and imagination into futures. So, this is also a journey through time, from Rome's eternal past to Dubai's tomorrow. From our 7th floor terrace, the first light of day brushes Rome's terracotta rooftops. A city where the past still breathes through every stone. Before the streets come alive, we set out in a small golf cart on a chilly October morning, hoping to explore the historical center of the city before the crowds arrive. Even these modest facades hold history, like this 16th century Roman college where Galileo once debated his ideas. Our first stop is the Fontana di Trevi, perhaps the world's most famous fountain. Standing at the junction of three roads, Trevi, it marks the end of an aqueduct that has brought water to Rome since 19 BC. Sculpted in the 1700s, the fountain portrays Oceanus, god of all water, riding a shell-shaped chariot drawn by seahorses and tritons. The fountain is fused into the rear of a 17th century palace called the Palazzo Poli. Tossing a coin into a fountain began as a pre-Christian pagan offering to the gods. At Trevi, the tradition endures. Tossing a coin into the fountain apparently guarantees your return to Rome. I tossed one here 40 years ago. Back in our golf cart, we glide past a Baroque church from 1584, a piazza with ancient roots, and head toward the city's youngest major monument. The massive monument to Victor Emanuelle II was inaugurated in 1911 to honor Italy's first king after unification in 1861. Watching workers below, you sense its scale. The bronze statue alone soars 4 stories high. In 1910, its sculptors even dined inside the hollow horse before it was installed. After another bumpy ride through a narrow alley, we arrive at a spot overlooking the Roman Forum and the ruins of the Temple of Venus and Roma. The early light glances off the Arch of Constantine, built between 312 and 315 AD, and just beyond, less than 100 meters away, stands the world's most iconic amphitheater, 2,000 years old and unmatched in scale. Still casting its shadow over modern Rome, the Colosseum stands, majestic, scarred, and eternal. If one looks past the surrounding modernity, its stones still echo with the roar of 50,000 spectators and the clash of gladiators. From 80 AD to the early 6th century, statues of gods and heroes once filled the arches of its upper tiers. Long vanished now, replaced at times by modern works of art. As the sun grazes the northern walls of the Colosseum, we circle its vast perimeter, a marvel of ancient engineering. Having withstood earthquakes in 443 and 847 AD, the Colosseum finally yielded on September 9, 1349, when a massive quake brought down its southern outer wall leaving the inner structure exposed to centuries of plunder. Its stones were once bound by iron clamps, later gouged out in the Middle Ages, leaving the pockmarks we see today. A little distance away is Circus Maximus, today little more than a long hollow in the ground. Yet in Julius Caesar's time, this was Rome's grandest chariot racing arena, with a capacity of 250,000 spectators. Beyond it rise the ruins of imperial palaces on Palatine Hill, including that of Augustus, Caesar's adopted son, and Rome's first emperor, who ruled from 27 BC. On the south side is a modern thoroughfare, lined with Rome's symbolic umbrella pines. We stop briefly by the circular temple of Hercules Victor, the city's oldest surviving marble monument from the 2nd century BC. Next to it, the Temple of Portunus, built around 80 BC, and further on, the Theatre of Marcellus, begun by Caesar and completed by Augustus around 12 AD. The moment the golf cart moves from asphalt to narrow cobblestoned alleys, you sense another historic site ahead, another silent testament to ancient times. Down a narrow alley beside a quaint taverna, we find the Portico d'Ottavia, built by Emperor Augustus in 23 BC to honor his sister, Octavia Minore. Centuries later, in 1555, this area became the heart of Rome's Jewish ghetto, a walled quarter where the city's Jews were forced to live until it was finally abolished 300 years later. Crossing the Tiber River, we see the Sant'Angelo Castle, built in 135 AD as a mausoleum, then later a fortress, papal residence, prison, and now a museum. From the end of the narrow rutted alley, the dome of St. Peter's Basilica beckons from the Vatican. We skirt the famous Bernini colonnade, a magnificent sweep of columns embracing St. Peter's Square. Too crowded and short of time to step inside, we pause to take in the great facade of Christianity's holiest shrine. On the balustrade stands a 20-foot-tall statue of Christ the Redeemer, flanked by 11 of his 12 apostles. St. Peter himself is absent, his statue standing on the ground below in St. Peter's Square. More cobbled streets lead us up one of Rome's 7 hills, the Janiculum. From here, the city stretches out in a sweeping panorama, and behind us stands a monument to Giuseppe Garibaldi, freedom fighter, national hero, and a driving force in Italy's unification of 1860. Back in our golf cart, we head downhill. Cobblestones mean we're approaching history again. Another magnificent fountain, the Fontana dell'Acqua Paola. It was made in 1612 at the end of the 56-kilometer-long Acqua Paola aqueduct. The aqueduct itself dates to 109 AD, but had to be restored so it could supply water to the Vatican. We pass the Piazza San Cosimato with its fruit and vegetable market. weave through the quaint streets of Trastevere, and cross a bridge over the Tiber. But this time, only halfway, to Tiber Island, set in the river's bend. It's home to a 16th century hospital and a church that dates back to the 10th century. The river itself was little more than a flat, featureless strip of water, and the island rather unremarkable. So we moved on. Until we came upon the massive, circular brick walls of a monument that has defied time. One of the world's best preserved ancient structures. The Pantheon has remained remarkably intact since its construction around 126 AD. Each of its granite Corinthian columns weighs about 60 tons and rises 40 feet from the ground, quarried in Egypt and transported all the way to Rome. For nearly 3 centuries after it was built, the Pantheon served as a pagan temple. But since 609 AD, it has been a Christian church, the Basilica of St. Mary and the Martyrs. Inside the rotunda lie altars, chapels, and tombs, including those of Italian kings and the renowned artist Raphael. Above us is the world's largest freestanding concrete dome ever, and the Pantheon's oculus, or eye, an uncovered 30-foot wide opening, the only source of natural light. And that's where our morning journey through time ended. Later, after one of Rome's famed sunsets, we got back into our golf cart. Our first stop is the upmarket and very happening Piazza di Spagna. Atop the hill in front is a French church dating back to 1502. Connecting the piazza to the Trinità dei Monti is the 135-step staircase known as the Spanish Steps. At the foot of the steps lies the Fountain of the Boat, its submerged form inspired by a vessel swept in by the Tiber flood of 1598. Next, we pass the neoclassical monument to Victor Emanuelle II, pausing to admire the 2 bronze chariots above, each drawn by 4 horses and driven by a winged goddess of victory, symbolizing Italy's unification and liberty in 1861. Trajan's Market, built around 110 AD, was a multi-level complex of shops and apartments, the world's oldest shopping mall. Alongside is Trajan's Column, its spiraling reliefs recounting his victory in the Dacian Wars of 106 AD. A short drive away lies Piazza Navona, considered Rome's most beautiful square, with its Baroque architecture, elegant fountains, and a lively atmosphere of street artists and open-air cafes. Made in the 1st century, this obelisk was moved to Circus Maximus in the 4th, where it fell into ruins, till it was rediscovered and restored in 1651 before being placed here. we pass a ramped staircase designed by Michelangelo in 1537, and a fountain added in 1818, before arriving once again at the magnificent Pantheon. Its 25-foot bronze doors are closed for the night. But that doesn't stop the stream of visitors outside. The fountain, Fontana del Pantheon, was added only in 1575. That obelisk is 3,200 years old, having originally stood at the temple of Ra in Heliopolis, Egypt, since the 13th century BC. At night, the fountain of all fountains, Fontana di Trevi, becomes a spectacle of light and water, concealing centuries of Roman secrets within its illuminated sculptures. Beneath the surface lie the silent hopes of those who toss a coin over their shoulder, a timeless gesture of love, luck, and the promise of return. About a mile away under the full moon in a dark velvet night sky, the Colosseum stands in silent splendor. Like a memory from another age, its arches glow in gold and shadow. An elegant testament to an empire that perfected spectacle on an unprecedented scale. And so, as night settles over the eternal city, Rome endures, ancient yet alive, forever holding the echoes of its past. Reminding one of what the Anglo-Saxon monk, St. Bede, said, "As long as the Colosseum stands, Rome will stand. When the Colosseum falls, Rome will fall. And when Rome falls, the world will fall." From the quiet breath of an ancient world, we begin to pull away as the echoes of antiquity fade. The past softens, the centuries blur, and a doorway opens. Less than 24 hours later, lifted beyond history's gravity, we return. Not to the present, but to a world shaped by tomorrow. A realm sculpted from human imagination, a city that seems summoned from a dream, an audacious vision rising from the sands, declaring what the future might dare to become. Amidst soaring towers of glass and geometry, a form rises, neither past nor present, but a question cast into the future, a ring of steel and light, floating like a dream, made solid, carved not with columns or cornices, but with poetry, the words of tomorrow etched into its skin. Wrapped in calligraphy, the facade is a canvas for 3 quotes by Sheikh Mohammed, ruler of Dubai, one of which reads, "We may not live for hundreds of years, but the products of our creativity can leave a legacy long after we are gone." At the base is the 40 feet high 3-finger salute, envisioned by Sheikh Mohammed, symbolizing the letters W, V, and L, win, victory, love. Fittingly, this structure houses the Museum of the Future. its central void symbolizing the unknown, a space awaiting new ideas and discoveries. On entering the portals of the ovoid, we are first greeted by a digital resident.
Greetings everyone, my name is Aya. I'm a digital resident of the Museum of the Future. Welcome to my home.
And then rocketed up to OSS Hope, an orbital space station. The year is 2071, centennial year of the United Arab Emirates. 600 kilometers above Earth, we're at OSS Hope, its 1-ton model hovering above us, while a 21-meter screen opens a window to our drifting blue planet below. The vision: satellites harvesting solar energy and beaming power back to Earth. As the airlock seals, our return capsule decouples from OSS Hope and begins its plunge through the darkness, hurtling back 600 kilometers home. It's 2071, and as the engines fire to slow us down, the Persian Gulf reveals a new coastline with more reclaimed islands around Dubai. Including the one that is home to the Dubai spaceport, where we touch down on the future. Once inside, through the windows we see Dubai 50 years ahead, piercing skyscrapers and drone taxis flying around the towering cityscape. Inside is the Heal Institute, a lab for healing the planet. Around us, the Amazon is digitally reconstructed. Every species, every heartbeat, digitized before it disappears forever. A reminder that what we save now determines tomorrow. Next door is the DNA library, or the Vault of Life, a global archive preserving the genetic code of Earth's species. Each digitally crafted model represents a life form, some already extinct, others endangered and at risk of disappearing. A vision of how tomorrow's science might protect what today cannot. Alongside is the vivarium, a sealed, self-sustaining habitat where genetically engineered species are tested against future climate scenarios. After this futuristic immersion, we take an elevator and emerge into the museum's central void. We're back in 2025. Below us, a young, ultra-modern city unfolds, but still remains grounded in the heritage that shaped it. In recognition of its history and humble beginnings, the city has restored and maintained its oldest quarter, the Bastaki district, with its traditional mud houses and wind towers, recalling the pearl divers and textile traders from the 1870s. And as if bridging eras in its own way, the legendary QE2 rests here now, a seafaring icon reborn as a floating hotel, anchored in a city that refuses to stand still. In the void, time feels suspended. Look one way and the city's origins still breathe. Look the other and the skyline rises as a promise of tomorrow. Around us, poetry in steel reminds us, our future is ours to create. And with that thought, we descend into the museum's next experience. A pod lowers us into Al-Waha, the oasis where a soft carpet moves like desert sand beneath our feet, and light and sound recreate the hush of shifting dunes. In a circular meditation room, water ripples dance across the ceiling and floor, aiming to reawaken our senses as an antidote to an increasingly digital world. We drift downward past the calligraphic windows, visions of tomorrow shining through. The final section, Tomorrow, Today, showcases near-future technology, like this Audi Grand Sphere concept car, self-driving, no steering wheel, and 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 4 seconds. And a near-silent electric drone taxi expected to fly commuters over Dubai in 2026. But, of necessity, a clear message is displayed for all to heed. The oceans and the planet itself are under severe strain. Behind the exhibition hall, we enter a corridor of mirrors and light, a digital artwork by Turkish-born media artist Refik Anadol, inspired by the museum's architecture and calligraphy. For his main exhibit, called Earth Dreams, he collects massive amounts of environmental data on water, land, and air, and then feeds it into AI-based computer systems that convert the information into dynamic, abstract, and mesmerizing visuals with their own soundscape.
Bye-bye, Rashmi. Thank you for visiting, and I hope to see you again soon.
And so, from stone to steel, from empire to imagination, our journey through time comes to a close.